An angel's whisper stirred the shade. The hush where mystery was laid, a light appeared, a word took root. No trumpet sounded, none to suit, but heaven leaned in still and mute. The journey wound through stone and dust, compelled by forms, by Roman trust. They knocked on doors that would not part with census laws and weary heart, while sacred life grew deep and dark. A star ignited humble skies, a manger held the world's surprise. The shepherds came on whispered breath, through hay and hymn and scent of death. God lay within a child's breadth. But evil stirred and kings grew cold. The sword unsheathed its tale of old, and in the dark they fled the flame, while mothers wailed their children's name, and angels hid their wings in shame. He sat amid the temple's scrolls, with questions wise beyond their roles. He listened, answered, stood apart, a boy with fire in his heart, and left them stunned by sacred art. Yet years went quiet, cloaked and plain, no signs but wood and weathered grain. In Nazareth he honed his hand, the silence wrapped its patient strand. The hidden spark obeyed command. The river opened like a scroll. The dove came down to name him whole. A voice declared from skies undone, "This is my love, my only son." And thus the sacred path begun. But straightway the winds grew dry. Temptation met him eye to eye. The stone, the leap, the scripture bent, each lie returned with truth unspent, while angels watched in hush intent. By nets and shores he called the few, and miracles like bread he drew. The crowd grew vast beneath his word. Their hearts like soil began to stir, and still he healed with quiet blur. But questions turned to tight dispute, and Sabbath laws grew resolute. They trapped his grace in chains of phrase, and glared through theological haze. Suspicion burned where mercy plays. Upon a mount his face did shine. The past and future did align. Elijah stood and Moses stayed. The voice again the truth relayed, while Peter's awe began to fade. Yet soon confusion claimed their gaze. They could not hold that mountain blaze. Their prayers fell soft through drifting sleep. The silence once again ran deep, and love awaited wounds to keep. He wept beside his friend's sealed stone, then cried him forth through death alone. And in that house where sorrow fed, a woman poured the oil on head, and death itself began to dread. The streets then rang with palm and cheer, but praise turned strange and veered toward fear. He cleansed the courts and cursed the tree, for faith had failed in what should be, and joy dissolved in prophecy. He spoke of doors and lamps grown dim, of judgment passed on those grown grim. His voice was sure, the sky was near, and even now the end felt clear, each tale a window, sharp and sheer. But shadows slipped into the feast, and whispers like a serpent creased. The silver glimmered in the night, the plans collapsed in scattered fright, while fear obscured the final light. He broke the bread, the wine ran red. He knelt and washed, though God had led. He told them love would not erase, though grief would line each shadowed face. The night was drawn with aching grace. He knelt beneath the olive tree, and sweat like blood began to be. He prayed alone while friends lay still, then kissed by one who'd shared his will. The garden groaned, the stars fell ill. By firelight the truth turned thin. 3 times he claimed he'd never been. The rooster crowed, the gate swung wide, and Peter's soul could not abide. The echo still within him cried. They dressed him up in kingly jest, a robe of scorn across his chest. The throne was mock, the trial blind. Each law dissolved beneath mankind, and justice died in Roman time. The sky grew black at noon that day. The temple's veil was torn away. He cried out in abandoned breath, and bowed his head to welcome death. The earth itself confessed beneath. But morning broke where tomb once sealed, and angels sang where wounds were healed. He came in breath, in peace, in fire, and hearts reborn with new desire. For death had failed, and life climbed higher.